हेलो डियर स्टूडेंट्स, स्वागत है आप सभी का फिर से एक बार मेरे यूट्यूब चैनल पर। डियर स्टूडेंट्स, इन दिस वीडियो आई एम गोइंग टू कवर द टॉपिक idioms and phrases, which is one of the very important topic for the students of class 12 science and commerce. Dear students, the weightage of this question in the board examination is 3 marks, which is very important. In this video, I am going to cover 3 chapters idioms and phrases. Chapter number 3, deep water. Chapter number 4, the rat trap. And chapter number 5, the indigo. Dear students, I request each one of you to watch this video till the end if you really want to be thorough in the idioms and phrases. So, without wasting the time, let's get started. In the very first, we are going to start with the chapter number 3, deep water. It's idioms and phrases. So, here we go. Before I go ahead with the question, let me inform you, dear students, the direction of this question in the board examination is like this. Choose the correct meaning of the idioms and rewrite the sentence. You will have the question and you will get the 3 options of that question, and you will have to select the appropriate idiom and rewrite that question in the board examination. If you do not rewrite, you are not liable to get the any mark for that question. Is that clear, everyone? So here we go with the very first question. First question. I subdued my pride and did it. Dear students, after reading the question, you have to go through the options very thoroughly, and then only you will understand what is the idiom here. A, vanquished my pride a little, defeated myself. C, overcame the feeling of being ashamed. So here the idiom is subdued my pride, and the right answer of this idiom is overcame the feeling of being ashamed. So how will you write in the exam? You will write, I overcame the feeling of being ashamed and did it. That will be your answer. If you write like this, then and then only you will get the 1 mark for the answer. Here we go with the next. So first, C. Second, I crossed to oblivion and the curtain of life fell. So here the idiom is the curtain of life fell. Let's go with the option. Looked like a curtain, almost became lifeless, fell like a curtain. These both the options are useless. The right answer of question number 2 is B. So here we make the complete sentence. I crossed to oblivion and almost became lifeless. So that's your answer. Second, B. Third, the coach held on to the end of the rope and we went back and forth. So here the idiom is back and forth. The coach held on to the end of the rope and we went one way and the other. Third, A. One way and the other. Fourth, I imagine I would bob to the surface like a cork. I imagine bob to the surface like a cork is the idiom. The right answer of this question is I imagine I would move up quickly to the surface of the water. Fourth, B. Fifth, it wiped out fear and terror. It wiped out. The idiom is wiped out. It removed all fear and terror. So dear students, fifth, A. Removed all fear. Remember, once again I am reminding you, dear students, that you will have to rewrite the sentence, then and then only you will get the 1 mark. Sixth question. I flailed at the surface of the water but swallowed and choked. Dear students, here the idiom is flailed at the surface. So the right answer is swung. C. Swung arms or legs violently on the surface. I swung arms or legs violently on the surface of the water but swallowed and choked. That's what your answer is. Sixth, C. Seventh, I was deprived of even fishing for landlocked salmon on marine lakes. A. Fishing for big fish, fishing for edible fish trapped and cut off from the sea, fishing for small fish not found in the sea. The right answer of question number 7 is B. Fishing for edible fish trapped and cut off from the sea. But what is the idiom in the question? Fishing for landlocked salmon. So I was deprived of even fishing for edible fish, trapped and cut off from the sea on main lakes. Eighth, even my legs felt limp and blackness swept over my brain. Swept over. The right answer is covered. Even my legs felt limp and blackness covered my brain. Ninth, I was frightened but not frightened out of my wits. Not frightened out of my wits. Here the right answer is not still mentally afraid. I was frightened but not still mentally afraid. The right answer is A. Ninth, A. 10th, how would you like to be ducked? To be made to swim like a duck, to be called a duck, to be pushed underwater. The right answer is to be pushed underwater. So what is the idiom? To be ducked. How would you like to be pushed underwater? 10th C. So these are the idioms and phrases of chapter number 3, deep water. Dear students, I hope you have understood. Let's go on the next chapter. So here we go with the idioms and phrases of chapter number 4, the rat trap. The very first question, he made them himself at odd moments from the material he got by. At odd moments. The right answer, in free time. He made them himself in free time from the material he got by. Second question, he had to resort to both begging and petty thievery to keep body and soul together. To keep body and soul together. The right answer of question number 2 is C. Survive in difficult circumstances. Third, his cheeks were sunken and hunger gleamed in his eyes. Hunger gleamed in his eyes. His cheeks were sunken and one could see that he was hungry. Right answer of question number 3 is A. Fourth, how sad and monotonous life can appear to such a vagabond who plods along the road. Plod along the road is the idiom. The right answer of question number 4 is how sad and monotonous life can appear to such a vagabond who walks slowly with heavy steps. Fourth, B. Fifth, one day this man had fallen into a line of thought. The idiom of question number 5 is fallen into a line of thought. Fifth, one day this man had started thinking about something. Fifth, B. Question number 6, it had never existed for any other purpose than to set baits for people. Set baits. Set baits means offer temptation. It had never existed for any other purpose than to offer temptation for people. Seventh, the world had of course never been very kind to him, so it gave him unwanted joy to think ill of it. Unwanted joy means unusual enjoyment. Seventh, A. 8. Naturally, the first thing he saw was the tall ragamuffin who had eased his way so close to the furnace. Eased his way so. Naturally, the first thing he saw was the tall ragamuffin who had come in slowly and carefully close to the furnace. Ninth, God knows things have gone downhill with me. Things have gone downhill. God knows things have gone downhill means deteriorated. God knows matters have deteriorated or worsened for me or worsened with me. 10th, the next day both men got up in good season. The next day, good season. The next day both men got up on time. Question number 11. The whole forest closed in upon him like an impenetrable prison from which he could never escape. Impenetrable prison. The whole forest closed in upon him like a mysterious detention. A mysterious detention from which he could never escape. 11b. 12. The master blacksmith nodded a haughty consent without honoring him with a single word. Nodded a haughty consent without honoring him. The right answer of question number 12 is A. Didn't speak due to pride but only shook the head. 13. The business was not specially profitable, so he had to resort to both begging and petty thievery. The business was not specially profitable, so he had to take a path of both begging and petty thievery. 14. He was struck by the idea that the whole world was nothing but a big rat trap. Here, struck by. The options are: a notion was forced on him, someone pushed an indication, C. A thought came to his mind. Now here in such cases sometime the idiom is only one particular word, but sometime in the option the beginning is given. So here you will replace all this part till idea. He was struck by the idea. So the right answer of question number 14 is C. A thought came to his mind. So your answer will start with this: a thought came to his mind that the whole world was nothing but a big rat trap. 14C. Question number 15. The whole forest closed in upon him like an prison from which he could never escape. Closed in upon. The whole forest surrounded him like a forest from which he could never escape. 16. He sank down on the ground thinking that his last moment had come. Last moment had come. It was time for him to die. He sank down on the ground thinking that it was time for him to die. 17. He summoned all his strength and staggered in the direction of the sound. Summoned all his strength means called for all his mental power. C. 17C. He called for all his mental power and staggered in the direction of the sound. 18. He only wanted to sleep in the forge and then sneak away. Sneak away means run away. 19. The stranger said no, and the ironmaster saw that he must give in. The stranger said no, and the ironmaster saw that he must accept things as they are. 19B. Question number 20. He stood there in broad daylight. It was impossible to mistake him for an old acquaintance. The right answer of question number 20, C. And he was able to recognize that he was not. He stood there in broad daylight. Now here also we will replace this full part. It was impossible to mistake him for, till here, for. We'll replace this full part because here the sentence construction is such. So the right formation: he stood there in broad daylight and he was able to recognize that he was not an old acquaintance. 21. The ironmaster mumbled something in his beard. The ironmaster spoke in a whispered manner in his beard. 22. The man only sat down and helped himself to the food. Helped himself. The man only sat down and treated himself to the food. 23. He only stared at the young girl in boundless amazement. Boundless amazement. He only stared at the young girl greatly surprised. He only stared at the young girl greatly surprised. Question number 23B. So these are the idioms and phrases of chapter number 4, the rat trap. Here we go with the next. Here we go with the idioms and phrases of chapter number 5, indigo. Let's go with the first idiom and phrase. I will tell you how it happened that I decided to urge the departure of the British. To urge the departure. I will tell you how it happened that I decided to advise the exit of the British. To urge the departure means to advise the exit. Next, you should not seek a prop in Mr. Andrews because he happens to be an Englishman. Seek a prop in. You should not look for support of Mr. Andrews because he happens to be an Englishman. Second, B. Third, It was an extraordinary thing in those days for a government professor to harbor a man like me. To harbor a man means to give a shelter to a person like me. Third, C. Fourth, Gandhi began by trying to get the facts. Get the facts. Gandhi began by trying to know the truth. Fourth, B. Question number 5. Gandhi was giving them concrete proof that their might could be challenged by Indians. Concrete proof means real evidence. A. Sixth, Muzaffar lawyers called on Gandhi, came to meet. Seventh, Muzaffarpur lawyers called on Gandhi to brief him. To brief him means to give him information. Seventh, A. Eighth, taking such cases to the courts does little good. Does little good. Taking such cases to the courts is not fruitful. 8C. Ninth, I have come to the conclusion that we should stop going to law courts. I have come to the conclusion. Come to the conclusion means decided. I have decided that we should stop going to law courts. 9B. Question number 10. They made spontaneous demonstration around the courthouse. They made unplanned protest around the courthouse. 10th C. 11th. He was involved. Gandhi told the court in a conflict of duties, in a clash of obligation. 11B. 12. The British government was baffled means confused. 13. Then Gandhi took a piece of paper and put down the order in which each pair was to court arrest. To court arrest means to show readiness to go to jail as a protest. 13B. Question number 14. Gandhi and the lawyers now proceeded to conduct a far-flung inquiry into the grievance of the farmers. A far-flung inquiry to collect information from far-flung places. Gandhi and the lawyers now proceeded to collect information from far-off places also into the grievances of the farmers. 14C. 15. The officer inquiry assembled a crushing mountain of evidence against the big planters. See a heap of written proofs. The officer inquiry assembled crushing mountains, a heap of written proofs against the big planters. The idiom is crushing mountains of evidence. In place of that, a heap of written proofs. 16. The Reverend observed the entire episode at close range. Close range. The Reverend observed the entire episode by being present. Episode by being present. 16B. 17. Mr. Gandhi took him at his word, thus breaking the deadlock. Mr. Gandhi took him at this word, thus removing the block. Breaking the deadlock is the idiom, and in place of that, removing the block. Mr. Gandhi took him at his word, thus removing the block. 18. The planters had behaved as lords above the law. The planters had behaved as the lords above the law. Lords above the law means as if the law was not meant for them. The planters had behaved as if the law was not meant for them. 18A. 19. The last question. The Champaran episode was a turning point in Gandhi's life. A turning point in Gandhi's life. The Champaran episode was an incident that brought a change in Gandhi's life. 19B. So dear students, these are the idioms and phrases of chapter number 3, 4 and 5 of class 12 English. I hope this video is really helpful to you people. If you really enjoyed watching, then please do share this video with your friends, and please hit the like button if you have really learned something from this video. If you are new to my channel, do subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon. That's it for the day. Thank you so much for the watching. See you in the next video. Till then, Jai Hind.